Well, Keith, we had plenty of hope and plenty of sun yesterday, but the bill comes due, I guess, every now and then. Let's take a look,
Yeah.
unfortunately, of what we have going on outside. I thought, hey, maybe the rain,
Oh.
should stop at about 1 o'clock and maybe it'll get better. No, no shot for this getting
It
better.
was a nasty drive down here.
Yes.
Heavy rains, all the way from up in Baltimore County down here to Laurel Park. Yeah, the weather's kind of as ugly as my picks were yesterday, and I heard I was taking some good serious abuse
You
at
love beating yourself
yeah,
up.
but GL Shack's a place I like to go to over there in Catonsville. My man Joe Gass, and we got a bunch of guys that like watching the races over there, and our man Dan he was the ringleader of all the abuse, and
Okay.
rightly so. I
Fine.
I deserve the beating, so hopefully, Dan, I can make it up to you and everybody there today.
All right, we'll see
Yeah.
what happens there. I have plenty of faith in you for
All right.
today's kind of card. Let's start with that early pick 5, of course. Made claiming 12 of 5, 1 of 4 today, 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the straight 3-year-old filly. Scratch on the rail horse harmonizing. Keith, you have the number 6, Troubled Dreams. Why not? This one for Daniel McKenzie, J-Ron Barbosa. They just got a nice win yesterday.
Yeah, plummets after off, first off the claim, no good. Just taking a shot here. There's a little speed in this race inside. Resume has got some speed. Martha's Heart, even the 5. But maybe, just maybe, Troubled Dreams is the speed of the speed. You're going for a high percentage barn. I'll take my shot. Barbosa does stay on this 3-year-old filly by World of Trouble. You think that one, I think a little bit of turf, maybe some off track. Let's try to get to the front and go a long, long way. Maybe lead it. You're getting 6-1 morning line will come down off of the key scratch of harmonizing. Your 8-5 morning line is now out. So leaves me with the 2 as well. Andre Chavez on for 3's a crowd. I thought this one ran okay. Was climbing a little bit in debut over a surface maybe similar to what she's going to be on today. But she's got that experience.
Right.
Okay, family, looking back, she was off the rail every step of the way on a key inside day. Actually swung out to the middle of the track mid-stretch. Churned on. Questionable speed types, maybe this one can get up and rally in for a piece. If not, upset the apple cart. You've got a firster on the far outside. You
Right.
used in the mix. Frost
Yes.
and Maya. My Uncle Lino, I like that 20% with the 3-year-old and up first-time starters. Mare was all right, 5 for 19, but all the wins were routing on the dirt. But maybe the stamina is there for this one because it certainly doesn't look like it for a lot of these. 6-2, 7-4. You got Martha's Heart, who definitely improved last time out at Penn National.
There we have it for race number 1 for Keith Fusel. Race at number 2 starts at the early pick 4, claiming 5,000 for the 4-year-olds and up, going 2 turns, a mile and 16th around this lovely Laurel Park, even if it is on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Scratching the 6, Southern Lad. Keith, you go with the rail horse in Bermondsey. Scotty Wolfendale, Carlos Lopez, they put the blinkers on this one this time.
Yeah, the scratch of Southern Lad kind of put me over the top, okay? That was going to be, I thought, a thorn in the side of the 1.
Right.
Southern Lad is out. Now, still, Bermondsey's got to get the distance. Has done it in the past. The blinkers going inside post. Led and, stayed pretty well till about mid-stretch last time out at a mile and 1/8. Shortens up here. I think with Lopez right to the front. We'll see how far. I'll take one more shot. I think holds a little bit of value here in the second race. We talked about, they're going back to 27th of January, going back. We've had some of these sloppy sealed tracks. Speed's been good. Inside and speed,
Yes.
there was a tendency there. So hopefully the trend continues. Bermondsey to the front. Shoot the Messenger looks like the horse, in my eyes, to really beat. I think should be ready to go and stalk that speed. Coming off of the 7 furlong race, urged inside, mild rally behind Senate Chamber. He's got some better races on his page. It certainly would work for a barn that's doing quite well since the
Yes.
beginning of the year. Stretching back out with Toralbo, a rider that's on the improve, no doubt about it. This horse took all kinds of crazy money. We were in the press box and kind of moaning a little bit from like 6 or 7-1 down to 3 in Arby just at the last second. But I think Shoot the Messenger should be able to go ahead and track it first run on Bermondsey.
You also have Dreaming and Blessings underneath, Don Van Houten, Gene Bursino, and the number 3 underneath as you go 1, 5, 8,
Yeah.
3 in that second race for that claiming 5,000. Race number 3 goes maiden claiming 12-5, a mile and 16th on the dirt for the 4 and 5-year-olds. You have the number 4. Here comes Rusty on top for Kieran McGee, Carlos Lopez. This is second off the claim.
A little disappointing first off the claim. That hasn't been Kieran's, if you look at some angles, struggling, claiming those maiden claimers first off the claim. This is the second time he called a horse yesterday, never grew up, took a little bit in the barn, got it done. Here comes Rusty by Munnings. That's all I need to see. When I see Munnings and I see off track, this horse looks like the speed, I'll take my shot. Here comes Rusty to the front, again with Lopez, see if he can nurse and keep going.
You also have the number 3, Common Prosperity, even money morning line for Jamie Ness. Jamie Rodriguez comes from, this is first and off of the claim for Jamie Ness, so kind of an easy grab there.
Yeah, went right on by my top selection last time at the 8th pole. Here comes Rusty, got involved with Hurrying Home. That was a dropper, 1-2 shot for Brittany Russell. They kind of separated a long way from Common Prosperity. But he stayed on, dug down, came off the rail through the stretch, and finished up quite well. You got J-Rod, you got Ness. Going to be an awfully short price. Ness, 42% with 3-year-olds and up maiden claimers first off the claim the last couple of years. That's tough to beat. I think Rock Bullet is interesting. We saw the full sister run yesterday on the main track. It didn't run terrible. Shifted out wide, made a little bit of a late run. So, okay, first time on the dirt. Off track, bottom side, go side. Should be okay. Plummett's here, has the ability to get the distance. We know that if things heat up, I think Rock Bullet will, I think he'll take okay to this track. And you look at his numbers on the scent, they kind of dominate this group. If he's anywhere close to that, he'll roll on by. 4-3, 6-2 coast to coast. I like a little bit freshened up here for Aguirre. Got some races on the page that certainly do work.
Why not there? 4-3, 6-2, as Keith mentioned, for race number 3. Race number 4, Keith, you gifted us with a middle pick for this time on this 10-race card today. A nice $12 ticket. Yeah,
10-race card, and it gives you a little bit of room to add if you'd like. We're kind of putting everything on race 7 with that single. But let's get you started here. 1A, 4, 6, 8. In the 4th race, scratch part of the entry, Derbiness. Ascendance is out the 3. The 5 is out Kingdom Force, and also scratch the 7. Full proof. Omar Cummins. It's very good today. Race 5 with the 1, 6, and 7. Not a whole lot of form to really go on and rely upon in the 5th, so we spread a little bit there.
Why not?
Race 6. Not away first off the claim, and Oxide going the right direction. 2 veterans that are going really good right now. And race 7, here's our single, Intrepid's Legacy. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to buck a trend here. Imagining the stallion. Yeah. Ooh, he's light first time out, no doubt about it. But it looks like he's been working with the other Capuano runner we're going to see later today.
The other Intrepid.
Yes. So take a shot there. Obviously, Patinga's twin could be a user. Live Happy. That's a horse Rodman likes with the blinkers on for Lacey Gaudet.
Okay, there we have it.
Everything rests here with the 7 in your pick 4. If you need to add there, go right ahead.
Pressure's on. Pressure's on for the firster in that $12 ticket for Keith.
Yep.
Starts in this claiming $20,000 for the 3-year-olds. A 1-turn mile on the dirt. Scratch in the coupled entry 1 Derby Nest, the 3 Ascendants, the 5 Kingdom Force, and the 7 Full Proof. Keith, those were all my 4 top selections in that race. I had to completely re-handicap this race here.
That's I hear you, and I hate days like this. We have to really switch things up last minute. And it changes the complexity of these races, how you were envisioning, because I'm always visualizing how things are going to set up.
Yes.
And again, Omar Cummins was not my top selection. I've chased this guy, but I tell you what, we're going to show the video of his most recent start on February the 10th. Took a little trip down to Oaklawn, comes back to Laurel, and unfortunately right there, that did it. That stumbled down to the knees, and then out to the outside. It gave up 2-3 lengths right there and has to be used wide into the turn. But I tell you what, Derbiness, who kind of just cruised up outside of rivals into the far turn, joined Omar Cummins. And Omar gets the better of Eldelaria at that point, who was giving some pressure. Omar Cummins just gives effort. He is trying. I thought he tried very well, very hard, past mid-stretch. Only beaten by a couple of these other runners, the 2 Corrales horses, Dashing D'Artagnan and Eldelaria. So we're going to go 1-turn mile, which is interesting. I'd almost rather see this horse go 2 turns.
I agree.
I think sometimes it's a little tougher, but let's give one more shot. A clear break, showing some little grit there. Omar Cummins, I believe if he clears off in the opening quarter, Thais can nurse this guy around the racetrack and get it done. Silver Bullet 20 is the part of the Ness entry that stays in. Certainly, there's off track right there. 3 starts, a win, 2 seconds. That's not a problem. a top number, now adding Lasix. There's a lot to like about a horse that's also got some positional speed. I think stretching out in the family, there's a couple siblings had no problem going long. I can definitely see why you've got Silver Bullet 20 as your top selection.
You also go with Eldelarry underneath, Antonio Machado, Dashing Artanian, who we did see in that video just now with Omar coming.
Both, I think both of these, they're triers. Eldelarry's got a couple wins. Dashing Artanian has definitely improved. They're fine. They're kind of where they are, I believe. They were hampered a little bit, I thought, last time by the flow of the race. It was a sluggish pace. Some of the speed does come out. I was hoping if that speed, these were my top two when it originally came out.
Oh, okay.
I thought some of this extra speed coming out gives Omar a better chance. But if things do heat up a little bit, that is going to help their running stuff because they were both up, back, and up again, a little bit of Z pattern in their trips last time. They are almost identical when you look at the recent form.
4, 1A, 6, 8 is the way Keith Feastel and I go. A little flip-flopping there in our exactas in race number 4. Race number 5 does start the Rainbow Pick 6. I have a $14 and $40 ticket for you guys. 3 and 5 here. Air Great Dream, Best Worst Idea. Single in on the 9 in race number 8. That's going to be Southern District. I thought that one against the rest of the field, that was a bit of an easy grab. I understand your single in your middle pick 4, absolutely, but I just wanted to have just a touch of cushion there. Again, especially on a track like today, it could go a couple of different directions. So anyway, $14.40 ticket for this Rainbow Pick 6. The pool hit yesterday, so we have a brand new pool. This is in a maiden claiming 12.5, going 7 furlongs on the dirt for the girls 4 and 5. Keith, you have the rail horse. This is Can-Am. Antonio Machado gets the blinkers on and gets a little bit of weight off.
I like this. I looked at 1753. It looks like I'm in that Oppo picker range. I like being the Oppo picker, going against the flow.
You love it. You that is your that's your identifier.
Yes, I sit there at night. I'm like, who are they going to pick? Who are they going to pick? Okay, I got to go opposite. But no, this race, we're going to get to a video in a second. But Can-Am getting the blinkers on, flashed a little speed last time in the race. The Antician Tyrant. I'm sorry, the 2-back race that Spoils of War that Razorette was in. We're going to show the video. Drop back. Tried to make a little run, just didn't seem focused whatsoever. Kind of lost out there. The blinkers going, bringing focus, some back numbers to go back to. Top side, Union Jackson is 16% with the wet track runners. I want to see Taralba aggressive here. This horse broke with the speed last time, two races back sprinting, and just lost it. Let's go. I think the blinks might bring focus. The Barnet cooled off a touch. They got off to an extremely fast start. They weren't going to stay at that, but it has a couple wins down in Tampa as well. Take a shot with the 1 Can-Am. Video spotlight on the 6 Razorette. We'll go with that one if we can. A little stumble here. This is second time out, first time blinkers for Leo Ambrosi. Is he going to have the shorts on today, Leo? Doesn't he? He's the way. I think he likes to wear the shorts.
Short. I don't think he's a shorts guy.
No, I thought he was.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know. He's hustled up 4 wide. Go ahead to
I always think of one of the frocks and the shorts.
Oh, okay.
That's what I know.
Love Leo, though. I mean, small, doesn't have a whole lot of horses.
Very nice man.
But yes. And these horses are given effort. And I think this one tries every step of the way. This filly, I talked about that early adversity into the flow, just couldn't quite keep going. A race pretty much devoid of pace. Long River, you might have a stat on him off track. I did not check
15%.
that. It's fine. That's fine. So a Razorette with Martina with a cleaner break certainly should get better position. Not hung wide, but showed some courage last time out. Going to be a shorter price in here. And job's not finished. I think turning back part of that mile was chewed up into that flow.
Sure.
Better as a one-run sprinter.
1764. Keith Feastel, race number 5. We will be right back after this commercial break to talk about the other half of Saturday's card.
Point of entry wins. Placoup Parfait is finishing hard along the inside. Placoup Parfait takes out the Derby.
We are back for this starter allowance. Starts at the late pick 5 as well, going 7 furlongs on the dirt. Scratching the 7 up against it. Scratching the 9, Claw. Keith, you and I both have the number 2, Oxide. Why not? 6-1 morning line. Lacey Gaudet, Andrea Chavez. This horse likes an off track.
Yeah, I lost my top selection here, but Oxide, I mean, won its last 2. Impressive, gritty, game effort to get up and beat Paradise Pride at the mile. Turning back to 7 furlongs. Well, this guy's only 4 for 10. 7-year-old that just, you know, he's not showing any let up for a barn that's not letting up as well. So a little bit of the flow comes out with Claw, but I think Oxide, I think off track, everything kind of lines up. The speed with Nottaway to the inside, Musical Heart maybe to converge. Even Count Cristo likes to go ahead and chase and press. I think Oxide's going to be lurking quarter pole to run him down.
You mentioned Nottaway, Rudy Sanchez Solomon, new in the barn here. Jamie Rodriguez stays on, knows how to make that horse win. I think 7 furlongs may just be the limit of what this one can do.
At this point, it might be pushing, but if this track, especially watch it early, if the inside speed is going, he looks like the quickest to me early. He was real fast last time, and he took some pressure and just couldn't go with No Easy Days, who came back to be maybe a little bit better field yesterday with an 80 buyer. But Nottaway certainly a presence from start to finish here. Charged to victory, I think needed its last race. Just a touch of a hang. Moved up. And I think he'd make a run from a little bit further back. I think Musical Heart might be the one that makes that first move into it if Nottaway decides to go. Savoy's a horse, you know, you've got this one at the price. If he's going to lay in there 8-10 to 1, certainly will be used in my exactas underneath, because the old Savoy, I mean, he likes an off track as it is. Barbosa has kind of got him measured right now, going here for Maldonado second out.
Okay,
I don't think he's going to quit.
Some respect from Keith. Thanks very much for that. 2185. Like he goes in race number 6 in that jackpot super high 5. Race number 7, late pick 4, maiden special weight. 3/4 of a mile on the dirt for the straight 3-year-olds. Keith, you go with the number 7, of course, Intrepid's Legacy. I originally had her as my top selection as well. Gary Capuano, Jamie Rodriguez. What's not to like about this filly?
Yeah, we've got Intrepid Dream, the Sib. Yeah, she's running later in today's 9th race. It's just the top side is the one that's got me baffled, because imagining he's just, you know, they don't win a lot first out, but he's being prepped. It looks like he's been working kind of with that experienced mare.
Yes.
And working well. Okay draw here. You go get J-Rod. Okay. I think they're going to be firing this afternoon. Off track is fine. And you've got a couple of those siblings that have won on debut. I'll take the shot here with Intrepid's Legacy for a barn that does really good work.
Why not? Let's also talk about Patinga's Twin, and let's take a look-see back. 2 efforts off of the layoff for Anthony Ferrier with J-Ron, video with J-Ron Barbosa.
Yeah, we can show this video as well. That's great if we've got it. If not, it's no sweat. Sorry,
no worries.
All right. We also were going to show Mr. McMahon in there, and he kind of maybe had the most problem. But Patinga's, he's done nothing wrong. 3 straight seconds. What he's beaten, total of 4 lengths in 3 starts. That's hard to do. You know, this horse is right there. Got some seasoning, proven speed, proven stamina to stay at 6 furlongs. Yes, I mean, of the runners that have run, he's the horse to beat. I definitely think Live Happy, a Rodman selection upstairs. Blinkers going on, second time in the barn. Again inside if it's taking. Yes, got in front of Patinga's Twins last time. Could go a long way here at the 6 furlongs. Another firster that's interesting, and you picked up on this one, Quince Brew by Mosler, off track. Okay, well, you're going to get a treat here. Okay, here's Patinga's Twin. Thanks, guys. And you're going to show this effort behind Starts with a Dream. That was, I believe, the firster for Lawrence that got it done. They came back to run it against a really tough field. Patinga's Twin, look at this, gutting it out. Very game, valiant chase to the wire. No let up for this guy, reaching out on the off track and what he's going to catch today. Thanks a lot. So we got that video there, Patinga's Twin. But Quince Brew talking about this first-time starter for Gorham. Full to Captain Quint.
Yes.
Toussaint, both recent winners. Toussaint yesterday, improved number of 77. So a couple of those, they I think one of them hit the board first time out, but the works are definitely there and by a stallion. who gets some off-track runners, no doubt, with Mosler. 7-2, a 1-3. Villaluz, the 6, not in my top 4, but if you're playing exactus tries, I would definitely use this horse. Georgia Hernandez at a big number, should come down a little bit with a couple scratches, but decent move going long. The winner ran away there. Turning back in distance, City of Light, another one, a stallion who can get you an off-track runner. And I think this horse is going to make a run into the speed.
There we have
Yeah.
it. Race number 8 is a starter optional claiming 12.5, going a mile and 16th on the dirt. Scratch in the coupled entry 1A, Handelize Houdini. Scratch 2 with the Krug. Scratch 3 with the Fortune's Fool. And scratch 5 with the Ace and 9-9. Also, a lot of my top selections in that race. Keith, you and I go with the number 9, Southern District, Donnie Barr, Angel Cruz, just coming off of that nice effort on the slot. We essentially are potentially getting a repeat performance today.
We lost a stat play as well in here and another wager. So, yeah, the stat plays were giving you some along the way, but we don't have them up right there in the graphics. But Southern District, yeah, did Donnie Barr steal something here? Dropped in for the nickel. This horse has now won 3 in a row. Did get the PT of life, the perfect trip of life last time. Tracking inside on the 27th, got through to win going away. Interesting fact that the differences in buyer figures on the 27th. Same final time with strong finish. But look at the buyer discrepancy. It's like 16 points, a little split variant maybe in their minds there. But Southern District, quick enough to prompt the issue, I think, right outside of Midnight Cat. The 6 horse, I think, will go. The shipper coming in with Aguilar shadows that one. And if he maintains form, it's going to be very tough. I think Bobby G, the blinkers coming back off. This veteran just never got it going after being steadied near the quarter pole. I don't think he was going to win that day. But the barn is heating back up. He's a reliable horse to make that run.
Certainly. 9-4-7-6 for Keith Fustel there in race number 8. Race number 9 is an allowance optional, claiming 55,000 and going a mile on the dirt for the girls 4 and up. Keith, you and I both have the 3, and let's go ahead and take a look at Intrepid Daydreams' last effort out in November.
Yeah, she has been handled, no doubt, with kid gloves. You look at she's a 6-year-old, had a couple big breaks. She's 4 for 5. Look at her, just kind of towering right now.
She's worth the time off, that's for sure.
Yes, just kind of shadowing that leader and just saying, okay, I'm going to stay after you and go ahead.
Big girl, too.
Yeah, she just kind of, once she gets into gear, levels off. It's like a get out of my way, I'm gone. Opens up here. Yeah, off the break, but in Gary, we can trust with these kind of. We caught one, I think, a couple weeks ago off a really long break.
Look at her! Look at her 2 races back.
Yeah.
She comes back winning off the break. We're talking, summer. That's a year break on the off going, going 2 turns.
Yeah.
Hello, bingo.
Yeah, I mean, you look at her there. She looks like a little bit of a lumbering kind of a type.
Yes.
But from a pace factor, if she's into it, she looks like she's obviously working forward against this group. Would be no surprise if she's up on the lead trying to control things. And man, you go up next to her, you're gonna be like in a heavyweight battle coming from the top of the stretch home. She's big. She's probably gonna definitely want that win on the comeback here. But Warriors Ransom and
second place.
And Dr. Abby, Warriors Ransom on her best game. No doubt she can win this race. She's been a little bit, form's been a little bit, not terribly off, but slightly off. Had that 89, 87 at Parks back in October. And last time out did have an excuse. January 31st in that sprint. Bounced around with Dr. Abby out of the gate. Found herself well back. Once she got out to the center track, finished up well. The 2-back try, I'll give a pass. I liked her there, but she was without Lasix. With Lasix today, I think she can get within range around the turn. If she brings her top effort, she's run okay on an off track. She's going to be tough. Dr. Abby. These two hold the value because if you go Lady Brew underneath, she's run fine, but holds nothing in my exact. So I'm looking for value underneath. Dr. Abby ran very well. Look at the stats. Likes the distance. Proven here. 1 for 1 at Laurel. And ran down that loose pace last time out.
3-5, 1-6. Looking for that comeback with Intrepid Daydream there for our kind of feature race of the day. Let's talk about the finale now. A maiden claiming 12.5 for the 3-year-old fillies, going 3/4 of a mile on the dirt. Eadster on the inside for Brittany Russell, JV and Toledo, no doubt named after their daughter.
Yeah, Mosler top side again. We talked about it. He's like 15, 16%, I think, at least with the off-track runners. Half-brother Russell Doing Things topped it in an 81 on the mud. In for 12-5, first time out. So if anybody has a gauge and horses to gauge runners' talents, this filly, it's Brittany Russell. There's plenty of them in the barn. I would think they want to get it done first time out. Tough little draw inside. Will need to come away fairly cleanly, but a lot of these horses haven't proven much. So if she's, she's got anything, she's going to be very difficult. I'm sure she'll open up with plenty of play, but take a little shot with Easter. Let's
talk about G's Fireball, who you have underneath, and let's take a look back at that last effort out. Didn't have the best of goes.
No, not at all. This was rough. Just terrorized at the break. We gave it an old roughed up start.
That's rough.
Battered and bruised, it looked like, for G's Fireball out of the gate. And again, prior to that, you kind of want to just compare kind of buyer figures, 28s. That looks like of the horses that have run, they could get you the win here. And I think with a cleaner break, she'll be up on the engine a little bit closer. She's shown a little bit more speed in her races.
1-5-6-2 for Keith Fustel there in race number 10. Let's also discuss further into his plays. Let's talk about, you start off the day with a value play there in race number 2 on the number 1, Bird Montsy at 8-1 for Scotty Wolfendale. Carlos Lopez, take the blinkers off. Or put the blinkers on. Blinkers on.
Yeah, and
I got to scroll back up to my form.
Sloppy seal day plays like the 27th of January. He's a cinch. Goes to the front and says, see you later. We're going to try this with Carlos Lopez and an 8-1 morning line.
Let's talk about the best bet in race number 6. Our jackpot super high 5 race also starts that Rainbow Pick 6. In race number 2, the number 2, 6-1 Oxide for Gaudette Chavez again.
Yeah, many horses in this race that you're just fans of. They bring it to the table every race. Not away a 9-year-old Oxide, a 7-year-old Oxide, go in the right direction. Like you say, is not away a little bit vulnerable at 7. I know Oxide and can bring that finish. I think we'll see it again today with Chavez for Lacey Gaudette.
First has come out with a little bit of news, a $25 million money worth of news, a series connecting the Preakness 149, which this series will start with. The California Crown, which does, it replaces the Awesome Again Stakes for the 3-year-olds and up, is going to be run on a 1 1/8 offering a $1 million purse. And then, of course, the Pegasus World Cup for next year. They also honor turf horses as well. So, essentially, First is offering a $5 million bonus in addition to these purses to the owners of the horses who win all of these stakes. And on top of that, they will award a $2.5 million bonus added to the elevated purses to the connections who win the dinner party stakes, Preakness Day, the California Crown John Henry Turf, and the Pegasus World Cup Turf Invitational. So grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1 kind of works up the scale there for the turfies as well. So just kind of adding a little bit of incentive. So again, we touched on that, and we have Preakness 149 offering a lot as far as our wagering pool as well as this new racing series.
Absolutely. Investing in it and trying to bring the best of the best into these races should be an interesting little series. And again, Preakness Future Wager, Part 1, still going on. Don't miss out. I think it's going on till
8 p.m.
There you go. And I already saw the pool was already, I think it was like 65,000 the last 67
before we went live.
Okay, love it. Got to 300,000 last year, over 300. Jump in. There's going to be value in there. You got to do a little bit of lady luck. There's no doubt about it. But you could even like target a horse that you think is going to be there. I was talking to you endlessly.
Yes.
Was down from that 40-1 morning line. That's your El Camino Real winner. So pretty good chance if everything stays intact with that one. And certainly bred. And hasn't been on, I don't think has raced on the dirt yet. But these Oscar performances have run on the dirt. So
that's your price for the Preakness Future Wager. My price at 35-1 is going to be Bookham Dano, who just ran extremely well over in Saudi. He's geared for the Pat Mile on Derby Day. So if they do anything as far as grade 1s like that, they might gear and they might stretch this horse out towards a 1:16. So we'll see how that pans out. But plenty of action there. Wait till these races run. Down there at Gulfstream on Fountain of Youth Day, but the doors close, metaphorically, at 8 p.m. tonight for that pool number 1 for the Preakness Future Wager. And let's go to the Laurel Future, meaning Dave Rodman, for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.